What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
This is going to start on a great note. We have large heads. I can't wear a bucket hat.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, and maybe that's why it didn't work for me. Massive head. I mean, and that's probably why it didn't work for me. It looked like, just like a little patch on the top of my head. It didn't even cover anything. The whole point is to like shade my neck and my nose and stuff.
Yes,
nothing.
Because I would love to wear a bucket hat. I mean, I clearly burn in like 2 seconds. So
I think they took it down.
They took it down.
I'm on their page right now.
I might just send you mine. You could try it. I mean, it doesn't work for me. You could have it.
They only have baseball caps.
What, are you going to wear it on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
And should be like, no.
I already got one bucket hat to wear on the honeymoon.
Throw
the other one in. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, this. Okay,
that's a good way to start, though. Big heads, bucket hats.
Yeah, it's perfect podcast content. That's
like I said the other day, we have like a cold open every once in a while, so it's fine for the intro. Well, that leads us right into the intro. Hello, everyone. Wait, and I don't know what episode number it is.
Oh boy.
Wait, it's 26, right? Because we said last week was 25.
Yes, this is episode 26.
Ooh, Kyle didn't pin our tweet, so that's what messed me up. 26, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of F1 Underground. We are obviously joined by our friend of the show, Mr. Mark Schofield. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you guys for having me.
Love having you.
Yeah, I mean, certainly everything's changed since the last time I was here. I mean,
oh yeah,
the entire F1 world is completely upside down now. So.
We're just hoping for a random new race winner, but we'll get there maybe.
Probably not this week, but maybe next week. I don't know. Week after. I don't know. Maybe sometime.
The law of averages states that we have to get one. We have to get one eventually.
You would think, right? But it doesn't look that way.
No, it doesn't look that way.
No.
It's not happening.
No.
It's not. I did one of those stupid TikTok filters to predicts the podium, and it literally gave me Max first. I was like, even the TikTok filter knows that.
Even the algorithm knows. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
I mean, at least we got like 10 minutes of excitement last Sunday.
Yes.
We had 10 minutes of chaos, and it was fun. And you thought for a little instance, like, hey, something could happen here. And then maybe the restart, you're like, hey, maybe Fernando could. And then it's like, no. What do we do?
Never mind.
Never mind. And then I have a dear friend that's a Ferrari fan, in case you will certainly identify with this. And I write a lot. I allude to some of the texts and the DMs I get during races. And he sent me, and this is a family show, so I won't quote it, but it was just, I bleeping hate them. I bleeping hate them. Why do I do this to myself every Saturday and Sunday? Why do I do this?
Yeah. Yep.
It's
I laughed on Sunday. Like we were just looking at the picture of that pit stop where there's no tires ready.
No.
And I was like, you just expect it to happen. Like it's not going to be a clean race ever. Never.
Never. I mean, two incredibly memorable moments though from Charles Leclerc that weekend. Obviously coming into the pits and there's like no tires and it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what did you expect he was going to do? Fresh set of slicks in the rain? Like, is that what you expected? But then of course, sitting in the camp chair, just taking the rest of Q3. And I gotta say, I appreciate Logan Sargent's effort the following day to try to do something similar, but it just wasn't the same. It almost felt like nobody at Williams came by to rescue him. And he was just kind of stuck.
He was there for the whole race.
They're like, sit there and think about what you've done. Okay, sit there, Logan, and think about what you've done this weekend.
Meanwhile, he's probably like, okay, my seats are really in danger now.
He's like, great. I got to figure it out at Monza next week. Otherwise, I'm really toast.
No, I loved also with Charles Leclerc because clearly he was right near a screen, so then he saw himself all in the screens at the race. That's why he looked over and he's just like, hey.
It's me.
Like sign of defeat. You're seeing yourself on a big screen at your event that you're supposed to be a part of, and you're just like, hey, like that. Hey,
Hi, everybody. I should be out
there. It was the immediate Photoshop with like the picture of Fernando Alonso sitting in one of those lawn chairs from I think it was like a promo shoot, but like they put them next to each other, and I was like, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously not the most exciting moments, but we had a few glimpses, a few tantalizing moments where it's like something could actually happen here, and then the inevitable happened, and we forge on.
Yes.
Yeah. I was praying. I was like, Lando, if you give us an opening like Silverstone again, I was like, I'm gonna be screaming from my apartment. But we didn't get that. Yeah, Max was good this week, not like Silverstone.
He did lead it at one point, though, Lando.
He did.
He did lead it at one point. Yeah.
There was much joy around, the McLaren fans for a brief moment. But again, everything's like so short-lived. So.
It was chaos when the rain first started and everyone was changing their tires. It was just like the order board was changing so much.
Yeah, I love watching the leaderboard
leaderboard. Thank you.
Crazy. And I was like, this is chaos. Like,
there's race fans. They do like a graphical thing after each race where it just tracks lap by lap who's leading, and they get kind of compressed when they put it out this week. And the first like 3 laps, it's just like a sea of color because you have so many lines just like switching over those first 3 laps when it was pure chaos. I mean, that's what it was great. I mean, I thought poor Albon was like totally gonna just have to call quits. I mean, he's there. They leave him out there, and you're like, man, he's back in now P18. It's going to be chaos for him.
And he just stayed out there.
Kudos to him. 45 laps on a set of softs to start that race. Like that was pretty impressive to get back in the points after that call. And they sort of said that they sort of screwed that one up. You have Mercedes saying they screwed up. You have Russell on the radio. I was in line for a podium. How did you screw this up? Like everybody's losing their minds. I mean,
he was so upset.
He was
George
so
Russell.
mad at that moment. He's I was in line for a podium. What happened?
I remember seeing the one radio message with Hamilton, and he says like, "It's really wet out here. Like I should have came in, or like I need to come in. It's really wet." And they just got back on the horn. And they were like, "Hey, no, like we're gonna brave this out." And I was like, I remember watching. I was like, I don't think that's the right choice. But, okay.
Look, I'm no meteorologist. I'm not a scientist, but I could tell that it was very wet, and you kind of needed to make a different call there. And you knew it was bad when not only did they have their little media review of the race they emailed out, they put Toto on camera and put that on social media. That's like, we kind of dropped the ball here. We gotta sort of get in front of this one before Sky Sports starts writing their like review pieces.
They probably were already typing it up. And
I mean, they're like, you got to get out in front of this one right now. I mean, I saw people on social media that were like, all right, we got to talk about Toto's tenure here because, I mean, not that he's on thin ice or anything, but like people were just like, man, this has not been good. And that was indicative of how they felt about the way things went.
That was a Ferrari level strategy mistake right there from Toto Wolff.
Absolutely. I mean, Fred's over there being like, all right, well, at least it's not just me screwing this up.
It's like, true.
Maybe somebody else will ask some questions. Maybe Sky Sports will leave me alone for a couple of minutes while I can sort of collect my thoughts and sort of calm Charles down as he's probably screaming and writing his next piano piece.
His next piano piece, right? I tweeted, I was like, so is it too soon to ask after he finally retired? I was like, is it too soon to ask when we're getting the next piece? Or
that's what he was working that out in his head, sitting in that lawn chair. I mean, that's exactly what he was doing.
He should have like a pen and paper in like his race suit or something.
He pulls out like
his car,
tiny little keyboard,
throws out, he starts
editing away at the keys. Shut down.
It's actually,
that'd be really nice.
He's actually on his radio to his engineer, like, can you write this down for me so I don't forget?
Or like the backside of his steering wheel, like he pulls it out, his little keyboard right there, just starts hammering away. That would be tremendous.
Javi, his race engineer would be like, question, because that's what he always says after copy.
Right.
What he does. When it was during qualifying, he was like complaining about the traffic, and he like literally read this entire monologue, and they're like, copy. Nothing. I mean, what he was saying was true. There was traffic. They had to figure it out, but still, copy.
Copy.
Gotta love Ferrari.
Copy.
Gotta love Ferrari. As I'm wearing Ferrari.
Right.
I can't.
I don't have any of my gear on today.
I know you don't. You don't have a lot. I just make all mine, but
yeah, that's true.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we obviously are recapping the Dutch GP. That's what we're doing. We jumped right into it.
As it were.
Yeah. There's so much more to talk about. Obviously, I took notes and I just wrote down with different teams, but obviously they also messed up the pit stop for Perez. And I immediately saw the memes and it was like, first time to Charles Leclerc saying it to Perez because they totally messed up his pit stop. And then when they undercut Perez with Verstappen, that was a little...
Max undercut me? All right, like, well, thanks, guys.
I was like, Netflix is running over to that garage right now to try and get that.
And, you know, not all the speculation about how, you know, the conspiracy theories about how Red Bull was just trying to do everything they can to make sure Max wins and putting Checo on the wrong tires and making the wrong strategy calls. The second that happened, I'm like, I know exactly what, you know, people are going to be talking about on Monday. Like,
right. Especially too with that quote that came out from Perez. He's like, I know they're making the car farther away from my driving style.
Yeah, like, I'm not stupid. It more for Max. Like, man, Red Bull. Well, first, God bless Dr. Helmut Marko. Okay, because during the quiet August, every time I was like, man, what am I going to write about today? Like, I need to put some F1.
He always gave you something.
Then he goes to an interview and gets himself in front of a camera. It's like, oh, here we go. Like, I think I wrote 5 pieces Friday alone. It's like, Helmut throws Checo under the bus. Helmut takes Checo back. No, Helmut threw him back under the bus. Like, it's like, make up your mind. Get whiplash, Helmut. Like, what are we doing here?
He's always going off.
Yeah, he's always going off. Certainly helps our jobs. But yeah, I mean, Checo didn't do himself any favors when drives into the wall in the pit stop late. And as Helmut said, probably cost himself second. So
yeah,
true. Yeah, he would have had that.
He would have had a good shot at it.
Yeah, he would have had a really good shot at it. That would have. I mean, he made it through Q3, so at least he's got qualifying coming back.
You know, I mean, that was a terrifying stretch, man. I mean, it's
that was awful.
Like, this man can't see. I mean, even Max is coming out and saying, "Look, the bare minimum with this car should be Q3.
Absolutely,
to not get there, that's kind of rough." And then, you know, Horner basically came out and said, well, you know, now that there's no real title fight, like, he won't be under pressure. And so maybe he can just get back to driving. And then Helmut's like, look, man, you're racing for your job. It's like, okay, well, great. You know, you're worried about the guy being under pressure. You think he needs to just be free and just drive. And then Helmut's out there saying, yeah, he's racing for his seat. Like, that's not going to help the situation.
That's even worse than saying you're driving for a title. Like,
because
you're seeing, you're like, all right, I'm performing. I'm fighting somebody else. You know, this is. I might not have a job next year.
You might be taking Logan Sargent's seat if you screw this up. All right,
true.
Where you want to be next year?
True. He's not. Oh my God! Can you imagine Checo in the Williams? I could not.
He would be. No. He would be a star. I'm calling it right now. He would get something out of that car that has never been there before.
I mean, Albon is doing it.
Albon team at Williams could do something magical. I'm with you, Owen.
Now, we were just talking about right before you came on that I saw something about Mick being the rumor to take Logan's seat. Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, look, you know, Mercedes brought Mick in, you know, and obviously there are some relationship time between Williams and Mercedes, so I can understand that. And I know that, you know, people want to get something out of the Schumacher, out of Mick, you know, and getting him into that Williams team might make some sense. I mean, James Volas basically said before the Grand Prix, he's like, look, you know, Logan's done a very good job, you know, got into Q3, you know, first American into Q3 since Michael Andretti.
Yeah, right.
Certainly didn't match that with the result in the race.
No, immediately crashes.
Was on a podium and Sargent was watching on TV. Volas has been stressing patience. Like, he's been saying this for weeks now. He's like, don't judge me on 1 year. Don't judge us on 1 year. Judge us on 3 years. I think they're going to give Logan every chance to keep that seat. But at the same time, he's like fumbling that bag away. I mean, great that he got to Q3. Like, that was a very good result. But he crashed in Q3. You know, great that he started 10th. He crashed pretty much right away. And now he's coming to Monza, like they talked about on Sunday. It's his last track he actually knows. Everything else is going to be a voyage of discovery. I mean, him working his way around, Singapore, like.
Yeah, I would say, and you have some tight tracks coming up. That's
yeah. For a guy that's been like slamming into things left and right.
Yeah,
tracks that are coming up. I don't know about that. So, I mean, I
didn't think about that.
I mean, Mick would be interested at Williams, but I think they really want to give him every chance to keep that seat, and we'll just see if he lives up to it or not.
Yeah, you have to give him some time. I mean, obviously Alex has the experience, but you have to give Logan some more time to see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a big week for him. I expect that car to perform well, given what we've seen from it on straights, what we saw at Spa, what we saw this past weekend. I mean, you could look at telemetry data. Albon was faster on his fastest lap down that start-finish straight than Verstappen was on his fastest. Like, that car is very good. Albon was flying, and it should be very good at Monza. If Sargent can't figure it out this week,
Yeah. I mean, they kept saying this week was the one they didn't expect good results in Zandvoort, and then look what they did. So, look what Alex did. So I can't imagine what Monza's going to look like. Yeah, I'm excited to see. Yeah,
I mean, it should be good. I mean, so many teams that just don't know what they're getting week to week. I mean, I think that's another story of the season. I mean, you mentioned obviously that Albon didn't think this was going to be a track for them. Sainz talked about it on Thursday. He's like, we don't know what we're going to get. Yeah. Forget week to week. Sometimes for them, it's like lap to lap. They don't know what they're going to get from that car. And so, they've been inconsistent. Obviously, Mercedes has been inconsistent. Like, inconsistencies, like what we're seeing from every team not named Red Bull.
Oh, not named Max Verstappen, I feel like.
Well, that's true. That's actually much more accurate. Yeah. Inconsistency is hitting 19 of the 20 drivers right now.
Yeah. It's wild. And we're only going to be stuck with it for how many more years until the new changes come? 2026?
Unless he just gets bored and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go do Le Mans or just e-racing because this is boring. I mean, and he's hinted at it, so who knows?
Mm-hmm. No, he's not someone, I mean, doesn't want any more races. They all complain they don't want more than 24 races on the calendar.
Yeah, so, well, look, my other hat is an NFL hat. As an NFL writer, I can say, from my NFL experience, when the people in charge want to start getting some more events on the schedule, you can push back as much as you want against it. Those are going on the schedule. So,
absolutely.
Whether it's a 20-game NFL season or a 26-race F1 season, like, those events are coming.
Yeah, I mean, what's that? The quote from that one Drives 5 episode where they're trying to cancel because of COVID, and Lewis Hamilton literally says "Cash is king." So I mean, F1's not stupid. I mean, Liberty Media is not stupid.
They're not stupid. And look, when you've got places like Germany, they want another event on the calendar in Germany. Like, other places want more events on the calendar. France wants another race, I'm sure. Obviously, with the early cancellation of Romagna, like, they want another event. Like, you're gonna see the calendar expand, especially if, like, I know there's been talk recently about ratings here in the U.S., but worldwide it's still incredibly popular, even when we're in the middle of, let's just say it, a rather ho-hum season at the start of at the top of the table. It's still incredibly popular, and when you get 400,000 people to come to a region for a given weekend, like you said, Casey, cash is king, and so 26 race schedule wouldn't shock me sometime in the future.
Yeah, I mean, the teams are also going to be like, yes, we want that money as well. Then there's more merch being sold, like all that stuff. Like, not, but yeah.
And especially if they expand it to 11 or 12 teams. Like, that's the other thing that might be coming in the next couple of weeks here. A decision on that, which I have to think. They said mid-September. I have to think at least Andretti Cadillac is getting in. I don't know, High-Tech's going to bid in. I know there's some other people who have been rumored in it, so we'll see. I'd imagine they're going to want to expand it.
Yeah, with a rumor. Well, is Audi a rumor, or is Audi's dead set, right? Joining?
Yeah. Audi's 100%, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's 2026?
Yes. Yeah. And that's the sides rumor that you hear about all the time. Is that that's where he's going, it's at some point down the road here. So I was very intrigued by the Norris to Red Bull that Verstappen himself floated today.
Yeah, I can. I don't say Owen would be 100% on board.
I know they're really good friends. Well, we all saw the video of the Hungarian trophy today. That Max finally got his new trophy and all that. I don't know. Do you think that pairing would work?
I feel like I want to say yes. That's partly the bias of me wanting Lando Norris in a Red Bull, but
I was like, Owen loves Lando Norris.
I could definitely see it like causing a I want to say rift in the pairing in the friendship if they're on the same team, because we obviously know how competitive Max is,
right?
And if you're going to put Lando in that rocket ship of a car, good chance he's going to get that competitive too. So it's like they're going to be butting heads like crazy on the track. I mean, that will eventually spill over to the garages and then personal life. Like,
I mean, do you feel a 2016 Lewis Nico situation if that?
Oh yeah, with those two,
like, you know,
I could.
Friends were back in the day. Suddenly they're like driving into each other and ignoring team orders. Like,
yeah,
I would. And they both got. But maybe.
Yeah.
They both got tempers too. I mean, Lando doesn't seem as big of a temper as Max, but I don't think.
I mean, look, Max lost it in an E-race a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, I mean. And like you said, Owen, he's an extremely competitive person. So, yeah, if you got – it's one thing when Checo is driving into the pit wall. And it's another
right.
When Lando is – when your rear view mirror is
on your tail.
But Lando.
On your ass.
Yeah.
Just the whole time. Yeah.
We'll get that Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen crash where they went into the back of each other with those two.
Right. Yeah.
That's honestly – I wouldn't be shocked if that does happen. It like –
If those two were teammates, yeah.
Yeah, if those two were teammates.
Else, it would be fantastic for content.
Oh, so absolutely.
It would be so good. That is a pairing I could definitely see between kind of like what we had at the beginning of the season where it went Max Checo, like back and forth. Right. I could see that pairing doing that throughout an entire season, and I would kill to watch that. That would be so nice to watch.
Yeah. Just that. You also hope Red Bull would let them fight.
Right,
you would hope they let them fight. Yeah,
yeah, you would hope.
You'd think so. I mean, especially if you've got a driver in Norris that in that car could win a title. You know, you would have to think they'd say, look, you know, settle it on the track, like keep it clean, but like do what you have to do.
How old is Lando Norris too? He's very young, right? He's like 20.
Your age, I think.
Is he younger than me? I thought he was younger than me.
No, I thought he was your age.
He's 23 years old.
Oh, he's younger than you.
But he's 2 years younger than me.
He's a child.
That's insane. So but like, could you eventually see Lando Norris as the
one at Red Bull?
Yeah, like
maybe
when Max eventually leaves. You know, I don't know their age difference. Like, I don't know if it's like 1 or 2 years, like in terms of in age difference. But like, would that be a suitable?
Yeah, Verstappen's 25. He'll be 26 in September.
He'll literally be 26 in a month. Yeah.
So could you get, let's say Verstappen retires, you know, in the next 5 years. I don't know if that timeline is reasonable, but could you then get 3 years out of Lando? Like I could see that happening. I would love that to happen, you know. But I do agree. If you put him in a Red Bull like that, he could absolutely compete for the title. I 100%.
I think you put either of the McLaren drivers in a Red Bull. Like, I think you put Oscar Piastri in that Red Bull, he also would be able. He's shown glimpses. Yeah. Like that one. Oh, we talked about it, and I'm drawing a blank on what race it was. He was starting back pretty far, but he literally just went straight up in the middle because he read the start so well.
Yes.
I can't think of what race it is, but we talked about it.
I remember talking about that too. That was a good moment where he literally, you're right, off the start, just right into the middle of the pack and up, like, I think it was like 4 or 5 places he went up. Like,
yeah. No,
and you already have Christian Horner already has said that he regrets not signing him to the Red Bull Driver Academy when he was younger. So it's also that.
Yeah, he's been impressive lately too. He's been really impressive.
I really thought I want to carry over a topic from what we talked about last week we had mentioned like going into the break and everything, like what teams are gonna like carry over their success still or whatnot. I want to say, because I know I said this when we recorded last week, that I think McLaren is going to come back and still be as strong as they were. And it wasn't just like a fluke that they got 2 or 3 races, before the end of the break or the beginning of the break that they did well. I don't think it was a fluke. I think this race was a good race for them because they had Lando in P2, going into the race. And I think really what did him in this weekend was the absolute chaos of the weather. I think that was the main thing and how just chaotic the race was in general. So I'm going to say McLaren is still on a good roll. My boy Owen is still doing well.
No, I agree with that 100%. I mean, you look at qualifying on Saturday, there was a moment where it looked like both Lando and Oscar were going to qualify ahead of Max. Like there were a couple of moments, especially I believe in Q2 and early in Q3, where it's like McLaren's look stronger right now. Now, Max, what Max does and puts in, one incredible lap at the end, and takes P1. But really looked like those McLarens were going to be, maybe 1-3, maybe 1-2 even. They've, like you said, it looked like, maybe it was a fluke. They got some tracks that worked their way. But no, they came back and were really strong. I've read some people say that, okay, well, that was all well and good, but Monza, it's going to be different for them. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Like, I think they're still strong this weekend.
I'm really hoping for it. I mean, it sucks though because it's like the one weather event that they do well in is when like the track is like kind of wet, but it's not. Yeah.
I'll say Lando thrives in that.
Like
he's like a duck. Like, he loves it when it's wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like there was a brief moment this past weekend where it was that exact condition. I was like, yes, Lando's gonna pop off. And he did well. And then it was just like, okay, but now we're gonna go back to absolute buckets of water is getting dropped on it. And now we're going to pure sunshine and the track is drying up. And then it was like back to rain. It was just too chaotic for me to be like, I can't even like make a pick off of this of is McLaren did they fluke in those first 3 races? Or are they actually figuring it out throughout the season and they're going to keep this momentum going? But I definitely think they can keep the momentum going. I'm looking forward to Monza next week, hopefully. But I know there's rain on the calendar for it.
Yeah,
so
there is.
Of course there is.
There hasn't been one dry chance.
I mean, I think what's interesting about McLaren is they got it so wrong at the start of the year. Like they were saying back in preseason testing, like, look, it's bad. And then by the time the much anticipated, upgrades came by Azerbaijan, it was like Lando told me, it's like, this is where the car should have been to start the year. It's like they started 4 races behind everybody else, basically. But they did, to their credit, look, they've done a tremendous job since then. Like the upgrades they started bringing, like you saw improvements immediately for Lando, and then once they brought up for Oscar, it was the same thing. And it's carrying over. I do think that, if you take a step back and look at just the entirety of what we saw last week, qualifying practices even, I think the team's gotten a little bit closer to Red Bull. Certainly not where you're going to say that, Max is certainly going to lose or even has a chance to lose. I don't think that's going to happen this week.
Right.
But it feels like the field's caught them just a little bit. Like they've narrowed that gap a little bit. I mean, I was wondering about Aston Martin, because they had seemed to have faded a little bit, but then you get
they definitely
Fernando into P2, and I think Stroll's had some success at Monza in the past, so maybe he actually does something this week. That remains to be seen. Obviously Ferrari, I think Monza home race for them. I expect them to maybe have their stuff together a little bit better this week, but it does feel like the field's caught them a little bit. And look, Williams is coming. And hey, Pierre Gasly P3. So there's things to look for. Yeah,
it definitely.
I'm looking at this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree. I think it's definitely over the year we've seen the teams just inch closer and closer and closer to Red Bull. And I do think that you're right. It's nowhere any concern of is Max going to lose? What's going to happen? But they're getting there, and I am really enjoying seeing that. It's fun to watch them be like, how close can we get this week? What can we do here?
I was gonna say I pulled up the constructors standings. McLaren, the rate they're going and the rate Ferrari's going, McLaren could catch Ferrari.
Yeah,
Ferrari's
I wrote that
and
a couple of
McLaren's
weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, Ferrari has to start looking in the rearview mirror here.
Yes, they're coming.
And certainly, like you said, at the rate those two teams are going right now, with the success we're seeing from Piastri, from Norris, and the struggles, and Ferrari doing Ferrari things. I mean, it's not inconceivable.
No.
Ferrari doing Ferrari things.
Yeah.
It's just the way of the season. Don't get me started.
It really
the way of Ferrari. There you go.
Yeah.
It's only so much you can say.
Yeah.
I do always say being a Ferrari fan goes hand in hand with being a Philadelphia sports fan, because they just suck for so long and they can do so well. Get your hopes up.
Yeah.
They have their brief moment of brilliance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, look, they got the Monza vintage livery this week, and it looks very nice.
Oh, they look good.
I did get a kick out of the racing suits with the yellow and how everybody immediately photoshopped them into McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yes, of course they did.
Absolutely tremendous. Like, the people on social media, everybody's brilliant. I love it. Like,
so quick.
But like, that was within minutes. I mean, I remember I looked at the tweet, and the timestamp on the first McDonald's was like 4 minutes later. It's like, I can't even get Photoshop to open.
Yeah.
It's already ready to roll.
Yeah, like they had it in the bank, ready to go.
Yeah, no, I saw one. It was so good. I wish I should have saved it. It was just the T-shirt with the hat, and the Photoshop is so well done. I'm like, that is legit McDonald's uniform. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the race suits, but I like the livery. The livery looks nice. It should always have a touch of yellow. They should always.
I think that livery should be their mainstay livery. That to me says Ferrari, because it's like Ferrari is known for two colors, and it's red and yellow.
And yellow.
It's like
when it's supposed to be a play on the Le Mans winning car, that's why. But still, that car did look nice. The Le Mans winning car.
I love it.
I think it looks great. We should try to see. We should tell them how nice it looks, Case, and see if Ferrari replies to us again.
Oh yeah, let me just tell them how they did reply to me the other day.
Yeah,
on something.
Oh, nice.
I forgot what it was.
So I can tell you, because I was sitting with Nick when this happened, and I tell
when
you,
they responded.
I felt my watch vibrate, and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I pull my phone out, and I just see Scuderia Ferrari replied, and I went, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh, they tweeted stuff, and I said, "Admin, we missed you," and they said, "We missed you too," and I was like, "Yeah."
Nice.
So Nick goes, "Well, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Ferrari just tweeted at me and my sister," and he was like, "Nah." I know.
I wasn't freaking out, so obviously I didn't text you freaking out, so it wasn't like a crazy reply, but still.
Hey, that's a W right there.
That is.
It's not like the drivers have access to the admin access, so it's fine. I don't care about the admin.
But hey,
I don't know. At this point, they might give Verstappen access, give him something else to do.
Yeah, you did film those videos for McLaren this week, so
those were fantastic.
Those are so good.
And some of the behind the scenes, Norris being like, "I need more energy here. Like, we need more energy."
Max is gonna have a button on his steering wheel now that's gonna open up Twitter and
start tweeting.
Start live stuff out.
So far we've got Leclerc with a new keyboard on his wheel. We've got Verstappen the live tweet button from here. I want to see what else we can get.
Well, we can't forget Oscar Piastri in the beginning of the year with the
Wi-Fi
reboot.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna reboot it. Yeah.
You got the Windows update circle.
Circle of death right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also put Max and Lando. You could do like sim racing or video game. Nerds.
Well, they're waiting in the garage, just like hooking the PS5 right there.
There you go. Yeah. They'll just have the game running on the wheel, and any movements they make, they're playing the game, driving the current track that they're on. So when they make a right turn, they're
totally
on
was
the right
an inception
turn.
moment for my brain. It's just like broke as you were saying that. I was like, whoa.
Well, and when their visor comes down, it's VR. So there you go. Like we play with your VR.
There you go.
Call up Apple right now and get it on their VR.
Seriously, get on this.
But listen, he has the game through his VR headset, and it is so hard to play. It's so hard to play.
A lot of fun, though.
I should probably try that.
I feel like
the holidays are coming up. I'm gonna ask Santa for this.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to play, and it makes it feel, especially with the steering wheel, it feels like you're driving the car, and it's a lot of fun. But
every once in a while, I'm like scrolling through Instagram and I see those like $10,000 VR rigs, and I'm just like,
oh yeah,
can I fit that in here? Where can that go? Where can that go? How can I explain that to the people I live with? Yeah, we're having an imagination Christmas this year, kids, because I need a racing rig for the basement. Yeah.
It's your new desk. Come on, it's your new desk.
Yeah, it's for work. It's for work. It's a business.
Write that down.
I can get SB Nation to pay for it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's a write-off so that financial planner doesn't talk about.
It's all in the up and up.
There you go. Yeah,
business expense.
I'm trying to think where else. What else?
I have a question. I want to know
what
Mark thought about Liam Lawson this weekend.
First of all, the best way to sum it up, the F1 troll account that put out that scene, and this was like interests just intersected perfectly for me. I shared this with so many people. That scene from 1917 at the end, where it's that long shot of the guy running as that battle begins to come over the wall. And it's like Liam Lawson's first F1 race. And it's like conditions, extreme tires. Like you spit out in Q3. You just found out, in practice session 3, you just found out you're going to be driving Ricardo. It's like all this sheer chaos. Like there was literally one point. It was a fantastic tweet. But there was one point, like they pointed out on F1 TV, his eyes were so wide at one point during that red flag.
Yeah.
He was just like, what did I get myself into here? And he finishes P14, gets bumped up to P3. I thought that was a tremendous effort. Like, to find out Friday that you're going, to get like one practice session in the rain where you spin out and cause a red flag, to finish the way he did at a track he didn't really know. Now he gets to go to Monza where he's won before, where he's been on podiums before. Look, you hate to see Ricardo get hurt, but Lawson made the absolute most out of that opportunity, given the context of it. And is he going to finish the points at Monza? No, probably not, but I think he's going to do pretty well, especially with what we saw from him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no preparation time.
Yeah.
It was one of those videos, Max, when he was doing the videos for McLaren, I saw one of him asking Liam, he's like, how are you feeling? He's like, well, I've been better prepared before.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm a little nervous.
I fired up F123 last night to learn like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But
I did. I'm happy you said that, because that was the only thing that was going through my mind. Like watching him, I was like, all right, yeah, it's not like, he came in here and made a, stellar performance or anyone was expecting him to, get podium or anything. But I was like, the amount of like turnaround time this guy has had from, hey, you're racing to being on race day. Yeah. Like anything, I think is like great. It's like
he could have just finished. And that would have been enough. That would finish the race. We don't care. Like you had a couple DNFs, you're P17, you got to have a couple people who couldn't finish. Job well done. But he beat some people.
He beat his teammate. Penalty or not, he beat his teammate.
That's a pretty good day at the office, given you got to the office like the day before, basically.
You got to the office on the Friday at noon, and the project was due on Friday at 4. That's basically
what it was. And you pulled it together. Yeah. So, and looking ahead, like, again, I don't expect him to podium or points or anything like that at Monza, but I think he'll do fairly well, given the fact that he'll actually have 3 practice sessions instead of 1. Might help.
And I just saw, I think they said Daniel Ricciardo will be back for Singapore or Qatar.
I think it's like back. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so we at least get Liam.
So how many weeks is that?
I think it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it is Singapore,
and then we have Japan, and then Daniel Ricciardo will be back the first week of October.
Yeah. Because I think the thing with Singapore is, with a broken bone in your hand, that track is not the place to come back. Like 19 turn, light twisty, like he'll be in pain. And Japan's similar too. I think getting him back for that first race in October makes the most sense.
And he's not missing those 2 U.S. races. He's never missing a race in the U.S. Daniel Ricciardo.
No way.
He's shown up in a horse.
Liberty Media is like, you're not missing those 2 U.S. races.
You're back.
We need Daniel Ricciardo racing down the street on Saturday night in Las Vegas. Like, the world needs that, let alone Liberty Media.
The world has to see that happen.
Yeah. No.
I also always forget that it's a home race for AlphaTauri this weekend also. I always forget that they're based in Italy as well. Yeah. So, I mean, that obviously it's AlphaTauri and Ferrari, but yeah, well, when you're Ferrari, you're going to get overlooked for AlphaTauri.
Oh, that's
or whatever their new name's going to be, Hugo Boss Racing
Hugo Boss Racing?
Yeah.
What a horrible team name.
Just ridiculously bad.
I know we've said this before. I know we've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. That is a horrible team name.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's absolutely like, what's the shorthand for that? The Hugos? The Bosses? like it just doesn't work. Like with Red Bull, all the Bulls. No. Like you've got like a nice, easy nickname right there. It's just nothing clicks. I'm sure they'll come up with something, but I'm not a fan.
No. The memes when they make that official name announcement will be out of control. Oh
my God. Especially if it is that name too. Yeah. Like if it is going to be that name, people are going to rip that apart immediately. Like it's going to be real bad, but not a good team name at all. Not a good team name.
Going back to Daniel Ricciardo, obviously he had surgery with the same surgeon Lance Stroll had. Now with how much time they're giving Daniel Ricciardo to come back, I feel like Lance Stroll came back too early. I mean, he definitely did come back too early, but now you can
turn the wheel. Like he couldn't
even get out of the car.
Turn the wheel. Couldn't get out of the car. Like, look, all credit to him. It was, an impressive effort. But yeah, he came back too soon. And I think Ricciardo and AlphaTauri are kind of taking something from that. And the doctor probably said, look, we told him he shouldn't go back. Like, you need to take it slow. So
right, and Daniel Ricciardo's one hand, he had both. Like he always, but yeah. There was that clip of him, Daniel Ricciardo went to find Lance Stroll. Like someone got it. I don't know if it was Sky Sports or another country or whatever their coverage, like went to find him to get the doctor's information. And I was like, it makes sense when you got someone in. But yeah, so hopefully, I didn't know he left that day though and had the surgery. He posted Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, from, like, he posted Sunday, like pretty much after the race ended. Like, here I am. I'll be back soon. So, yeah.
Hey guys, here's my note.
Well, when he came back and it was like in a cast, I was like, he's the one going around and be like, can you sign my cast? Can you sign my cast?
100%. Like he's got Max's signature, he's got everyone's signature on there. Like,
and when Max is probably first in line with that pen.
You know what? I'm gonna call that right now. That will be a segment, or that will be a clip in Drive to Survive next season.
People signing the cast.
Yeah, because you know they're gonna talk about him coming back and him racing and everything for AlphaTauri, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, he only made it two races." Yeah, like, and then he broke his wrist, and then they're gonna be like, "But he's fine," and then it's gonna cut to a clip. It's gonna be somebody signing that cast. I guarantee it. Like,
I mean, I will because I
see that happening.
People were like criticizing Ricciardo, saying that he should have known all his experience, but he would have gone right into Oscar Piastri. Yeah. I was like looking at my phone and I looked up and I was like, what the hell did I miss? Because it just looked like they both, they did both just go off, but he would have went right into Oscar Piastri if he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he also. Sorry, good.
Hands off the wheel, like that. That's the only thing you miss in that situation. But split second kind of thing, like.
Oh yeah.
But he would have gone right into it.
And he knew right away. I didn't notice it when they first stopped. When he got out of that car, he was already holding that arm. Like, he knew it was not.
He knew right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yes, hopefully.
Can I run it back to Lance Stroll real fast?
Yeah.
What is this note you have here, Case, that says tennis rumors?
Oh, there was rumors going around that he was going to leave and become a professional tennis player. Yeah. I'm dead serious.
Are
we joking?
No, 100%. Apparently, he's
a
tennis player. I saw this too. It was on like Planet F1. I saw it, but there's speculation that because obviously his dad's not going to say, "Look, Lance, you got to go."
But he's got to
go. But I've had people jokingly say, like, how much does he love his son, and how much does he want to win a championship? Because that's a good car. You got Fernando. Like, there's a window here. Maybe Lance decides, look, I'll make the decision for them and go do something else. And then that's led to the idea that, maybe he'll go play at Wimbledon next year or something.
All right.
Which
you know what? That's A-okay. Go ahead.
It's
Go ahead,
good
Lance.
to have options. I mean, it must be nice to be like, you know what? This whole F1 thing, having one of 20 seats, not for me. I'm going to go play competitive tennis.
Yeah.
The best is it's not even like, let's go to like IndyCar or another motorsport. No, let's just do tennis.
Different sport. Like, I'm going to go play cricket. Like, what? Where's this coming from?
Wait, the best is this article's line says, we've never seen Lance play tennis, but we can't imagine he's the next Roger Federer.
I mean,
you never know.
Great if he is. I mean, imagine that. That'd be one heck of a story.
He does look like that. Is it Carlos Alcaraz? Is that how you say his last name? Is it Alcaraz? Yeah, he does kind of look like him. So
a little bit.
I was just,
but yes,
first opened the notes, I was like, tennis rumors, and I was like, what is this? And then we started talking, and I was like, I'm not going to bother asking about this, and then it's like, nope.
I get asked about it on the radio the other day. I was doing a radio spot in Canada, and they were like, what's this with Lance Stroll playing tennis? I was like,
oh,
maybe.
Got me.
I don't
know. Here, I'll do this. I talked about this by myself when you left last week, Owen, after you recorded for a little bit. The rumors, not the third under us, the rumors about motorsport being in the Olympics. Did you see that?
Yeah. I can't imagine the Olympics being like, all right, we're going to let motorsports in. Like, it just, like, I don't know about that one. I mean, I know they're trying to get, like, flag football in, too. It's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I could 100% see some, like, nice country livery. Like, that would be cool. Yeah. That would be really cool to see.
Well, and it was the rumors were to come back to be in some motorsport would be for the LA ones when they're in LA. But like, obviously you can't throw it together for 2024, but you have a track in France so you could use for a motorsport race.
Yeah, ready?
The most confusing track in the world.
I'm already thinking of a USA livery.
Okay, let me hear it.
Think top down from the car. You got a bird's eye view on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bald eagle. And the wings are up onto the side pods of the car. I mean, come on.
That's perfect. That is perfect.
It's like the beak's the nose is the beak.
The beak is like the dorsal fin on it. Yeah.
There was that story back in the spring about the A1 Grand Prix that they're trying to revive, which was like world team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you might get some cool livery there if it doesn't make it to the Olympics.
No, that'd be cool because obviously you also have drivers that are from a decent amount of countries to have multiple drivers represent each country.
Yeah, you would have a lot of cool things in that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Monaco could have 2 drivers, man, for that small little principality.
There you go.
Right there. They're already in.
Brother duo.
I would need Logan Sargent just to race a little bit longer, though, so you could have a USA livery, you know?
Yeah.
You also need someone else. We can get Daniel Ricciardo. We can adopt Daniel Ricciardo or Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas is always in America, so we could adopt.
Always. I mean, hey, look, he won the gravel race costume contest dressed as Duffman.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That was
when he shared the beer with everyone.
I was gonna say, did you see the quote that he put out? Like, why did you get dressed up? And he was like, oh, the prize was your weight in beer, so I wanted to win. I was like, that's fantastic.
Share it with everybody. And he had posted a clip too, and I was like, of him drinking at some brewery out there, and I was just like, yeah, man, he's winning summer break. Like,
oh yeah,
100%.
They asked him. It was like right before the break. Someone asked what he was doing. He was like, probably go to like Colorado, and I was like, that's a good break, Valtteri Bottas. Who needs some yacht off islands in Italy or in France when he can be in the wilderness?
Yeah, that's more Valtteri's speed. Like, he doesn't need to be on a yacht.
He was probably naked in some rivers again. That's what he was.
Oh, he probably. Yeah. Oh, he definitely was. I think he didn't post any, but he definitely was probably butt naked somewhere.
Yeah,
he always
absolutely.
That man needs like a content warning when he posts when you open up Instagram. That's the first thing you see. Happens to me every time. Yeah.
NSFW tag, yeah.
We get to show someone. I'm like, oh, sorry, that's just Valtteri Bottas.
Yes, my bad. My bad. Can't open that around the kids.
No. Let's see what else. What else?
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Oh well, we didn't talk about Haas. What's your favorite? I mean, they didn't do anything special, but
we don't have to talk about Haas. Let's just move on right there. I mean, look, they're bringing the guys back next year, which is great.
Yeah, that's what's good.
Which I think is good. First time since I think 19 that they're going to have the same driver from year to year, which I think is going to be good for them. But yeah, look, they've obviously had their struggles, particularly on Sunday, particularly at race pace. Like every now and again, it's like, wow, obviously Nico Q2, P2 before you get the penalty at the Canadian Grand Prix. Like they've had their moments on Saturdays. It's just Sundays have been a nightmare. They got to figure that out.
Yeah. It was not it's funny you mentioned that because, like I said, I didn't really get to watch the race, so I watched the highlights. But even in the highlights, like I never saw them.
They were like the one team they weren't covering on the race. Every other team was getting covered because it was
got into the points early and all of that chaos. But the second the field sort of came back together, you just saw him slide back. It was like he's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and then. They just don't have the pace. It was all sort of a mirage. They don't have the pace right now. They don't have the tire degradation. They have tire wear issues that are really bad right now. So, yeah.
It's those Ferrari engines, man. They just eat the damn tires.
That too, yeah.
Those Ferrari power units. Okay, well, yeah, we can go to the other one that's in danger of losing his seat, Joe Gagnon, which I don't really know if I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Look, he was running the points as well throughout part of this race. He's obviously coming off a really good qualifying session recently. Like, I hope that they stick with him. I don't know. It's been very inconsistent.
Yeah, he's not been. Last year he was better. He was way more consistent last year.
Yeah.
Maybe
both of them aren't very
paying attention. I feel like he hasn't been doing that bad this season, but
yeah, it's just they came out of the break saying, look, we're still in the fight for 7th. Like with Haas, with Williams, we're just 2 points behind. We can get back into that pretty quickly. I think Williams is going to kind of leave those two teams behind.
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo is they just don't have the consistency. They don't have the pace. Like there will be some tracks that I think will suit them well, but it's not going to be enough. Williams is going to leave them. Now they're in the fight for 8th, basically.
True, and I feel like that the Ferrari Driver Academy has some drivers that could probably come up.
Yeah.
And take either one of their seats. So
there might be a business decision in terms of do you want to keep one or both of these drivers because they are marketable for various reasons, but in terms of performance, it's just not quite there right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the constructors right now, and it's Williams in 7th with 15, Haas with 11, and then Alfa Romeo with 9. So it's Williams is definitely pulling away from that pack.
Yeah. Especially with how they've looked recently. Like it seems like that's going to continue.
They got to chase.
The way Albon's carrying that team sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not Williams. It's Albon's. That's what they are right now.
That's honestly
to the point where Alex Albon's getting calls from Red Bull again. If I was him, I'd be like,
I mean, Helmut already put the kibosh on that one. He's like, no. We are. It's like, Helmut, can you just let us have fun? Come on, man.
Give us a silly season because there was no silly season this year. It was so boring.
I was so excited. Like that, the first Monday, I put together this rumor blog tracker. I'm like, I'm going to be updating this every day, and it's like nothing. I just let it die on the vine.
Like there was that one day with the Leclerc rumors, and there was another day with Hamilton rumors, but that was it. Literally nothing else came from it.
Nothing else came out. I was like, can I make this story about somebody speculating that Lance Stroll's going to play tennis? Like, I mean, there's something to work with here.
People.
I got bills to pay.
Like, can't you give us a little something? Give us a little spice, F1. Last year we just got so much. They said you gotta calm it down.
They just like spent it all last year. They're like, well, we're gonna give you Oscar sending out tweets. We're gonna give you like a litigation, even. Like, I mean, Sebastian has Instagram. Like, it's just so much last year. We got none of it this year.
Wait, I saw it was one of those memes. That's the best meme with Checo when Drive to Survive. He was like, Seb on Instagram. And he's like, what? Because that's how everyone was.
Everybody at that moment was like, wait, what? Really? Seb? Didn't picture that. Okay.
It's the man like does technology.
Retirement announcement.
Yeah. I thought I screenshot.
Do we think?
So I saw. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I saw this meme. It was like that one with like the dominoes getting bigger, and it was saying how it was a domino effect from people put last year with Alex Albon and his appendix to Liam Lawson driving in AlphaTauri, but then someone was like, no, this starts when Sebastian Vettel announced his retirement last year.
Yeah.
And the snowball effect just kept going until Liam Lawson was driving for AlphaTauri this year.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to add. Go ahead, O.
Do we think we talked about this before, Casey, and it was the one rumor that we got for silly season of Charles Leclerc signing his contract extension. Do we think that gets announced before Monza?
Yeah, that's signed. That's 100% signed.
Yeah.
I think they do that.
Because we were saying, home race, big thing. You've got to make headlines for something, because obviously you got to make good. Yeah, exactly. You got to make good headlines. Sorry, not the classic, Ferrari pit stop, screws up or anything, but. We were saying, does that get dropped right before Monza of just
I think so.
Ride that wave of home race? Hey, look at us. Look at the special livery. Oh, also, by the way, Charles Leclerc is here for another, 5, I think it was 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, it was like a 2+3 or something like that.
3,
another 5. Yeah. I mean, I think that makes a ton of sense. It wouldn't surprise me if Wednesday or something tomorrow. I guess that is tomorrow. Oh my God.
That is
tomorrow. Yeah, I would say. Or media day, maybe.
Or maybe Thursday. Yeah. Like they floated out like Wednesday night, so they can ask about it. But
yeah.
I think I haven't seen the press conference schedules, but if you get a Leclerc and I guess he would because of the signs last week, it should be.
Yeah, he should be on the couch.
Yeah.
Get him on the couch. No, I think it's happening. One, because he's like the Italians, like Lord and Savior to some points. They like idolize him, so they have to, I think it's signed. They've also all backtracked on their comments. Their PR manager was like, cut it out, stop dropping hints and media things. Now they're like, this past weekend someone asked him a question and he literally smiled. People were like, you signed, you can't lie, your poker face sucks. I mean, should he stay? You could go off on that for a while, but he's never leaving Ferrari.
No, that's where he wants.
Yeah,
I have
for personal reasons.
We've talked multiple times about next year Ferrari hopefully would be better because we said that will be the first kind of like full year under Fred and everything, and it has that direction going for him. I mean, it's a classic thing in sports, NFL coach, NHL coach gets fired mid-season. You're kind of like, well, this season's scrapped.
You flounder for a little bit and then come back the next year, and it's your leadership, and it's much better.
Yeah. So
I think it was today.
Charles is going into the mindset of like, all right, 5 more years, Fred. I'm buying into that stuff.
I'll buy in. Yeah.
Well, I think it was either today or yesterday. I saw it was like a article from him saying he can't wait to drive next year's car. So obviously they know what's happening. They clearly know what's happening at factories. So and it should be good.
And I also think part of that though was like how much he hates the SF23. Like,
he hates that car.
He despises that thing. So he cannot wait to see next year.
That shot of him at preseason testing when he's standing out of the car with his arms crossed and he just looks pissed. People were like, he knew then that this car was crap. Like he knew right then and there season was a loss. Did you see today with Carlos Sainz and how his dad was talking? And next thing you know, that article was deleted from that website about his. So apparently his dad, like it was a quote from his dad saying that Audi already reached out to him for potential contract talks, and then next thing you know, the article was off of the website. The link did not work anymore. Yep. So someone got in trouble.
Someone got yelled at.
Someone, So that's also happening, but.
Well, I mean, he's definitely.
It's like the worst kept rumor.
Yeah.
F1.
Oh yeah.
He's not staying at Ferrari. There's no way.
No, we've talked about it multiple times. The way he's been questioning things on the team radio, his demeanor and stuff. He knows he's on the out. Yeah. He's not driver number 1.
Yeah. He is on his way out the door, and it's shutting on him.
But who joins Charles Leclerc? That's the question. Who wants to sell their soul to the Ferrari?
Alex Albon. No,
I know. I would love Alex Albon. I would
Daniel
love
Ricciardo. How about that?
That'd be cool to see.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, look, Ricciardo. He loves to flaunt his knowledge of Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
The content from him. Ferrari would probably love the content coming from
Oh, absolutely.
Ferrari would love that.
You would get more. You get more good headlines from it.
Yep.
That's what you would get.
But he wouldn't be able to sell his $100 towel, Daniel Ricciardo, with his Enchante merch line because Ferrari doesn't let them have their own merch.
I need to get me one
weird
of those
thing.
$275 hoodies.
Every time he releases a new one, I'm like, let me just see. I know I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not reaching for my
I
wallet.
could sell an organ, get a hoodie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was the towel. People were like, is there gold in the towel? It was like, no, it's just cotton. It's just a cotton towel.
Just a cotton towel. There you go. $100, kids.
I'm scared to look at some of these prices.
No, they're bad.
It's a sticker shock that was set in.
F1 merch, we talked about this at the very beginning. F1 merch is just like too expensive for no reason.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I looked at the Ferrari. I still want the white Monaco hat for Charles Leclerc's special stuff. And it was like $50, $60. And I was like, that's not shipping. And that shipping's coming from Italy.
Yeah,
there's an Enchante bucket hat case.
Yeah, it's like $50, isn't it?
$55.
Yeah, see?
There you go.
$55
bucket hat.
No. Unless there's like sunscreen built into that thing, so I'm not getting sunburned. Maybe. Right. But no.
The socks are nice though. I would buy a sock.
There's some nice socks on there.
Yeah. $18.
Yeah.
Wear them for wear them as like your dress socks for the wedding day.
There you go.
There you go. Done.
We can talk about this. I mean, it happened obviously a little bit ago. The whole Alpine drama with Otmar and how that went down.
How they just basically fired everybody?
Yeah. Yes, everybody.
I mean,
that was not good.
Man, Ryan Reynolds must have hated what he saw when he bought into the ownership group. He's like, look, Laurent, you're going to go. Otmar, you're going to go. Alan Permet, 34 years? Now you're going to go to, I just like completely cleaned house. I mean, do I want to call it a wild overreaction to what happened with Aston Martin this year? Maybe. I mean, it seemed like they like really sort of freaked out when they saw how much further ahead Aston was at the start of the year, where they just kind of panicked and just let everybody go. I mean, some of it was just bad luck. I mean, yes, there were some self-inflicted wounds along the way, but some of it was just plain old bad luck, which is why it was great to see Gasly's P3. That was awesome.
Yeah. I was saying, I think those 2 weekends they had the 2 double DNFs back to back. That did not help either.
Like Australia, where they drove into each other. I mean, yeah.
The last chaotic race we had. No, that was the weekend that Wrexham was here. That's why I was like, I need to go find Rob McElhenney and be like, what do you have to say about Alpine?
Right. Yeah.
Because what's happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I really think it's going to be Mattia Binotto. The rumors are very strong.
Extremely.
I keep seeing them too pop up. I see them more and more now. Even on my personal Twitter, I see them pop up that he's rumored to take over his head there. So,
and I would love to be a fly on the wall between the text chain between Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc because it has to be funny.
That's what they were talking about when they were at Wimbledon together. It's like,
yeah, they definitely were.
You know what you're gonna get? You know what you're gonna get next year? Move it to you. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah.
Pierre's holding up his phone to Charles. He's like, "You seeing this shit, man? Like,
you believe this? Yeah, yeah." And Charles then the other one is Otmar is coming to the Andretti team whenever the U.S. team.
Yes,
like that's where he's going to.
Oh,
because he has born and raised in the U.S. So
we're getting more silly season for team principals than we did for.
Yeah, I mean, we're at least getting some sort of silly season action. Yeah. If we want to get drivers, we'll get team principals. That works.
I did appreciate Otmar's selfie from like wherever his house or whatever. Look at Otmar; he's living his best life. He doesn't care. Yeah, he's happy.
He's happy.
No, he's in his gardening leave. But yes, his gardening leave. Yeah. I think anything else from Zandvoort? I know we kind of talked about random stuff, but
I don't think so. I mean, no, we covered a lot. Unless there's anything anything else Mark wants to talk about.
I think we hit all that.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a chaotic but fun race.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's the best way you can put it.
It's the best way we can put it.
All right. So should we do predictions for next week for Monza?
Yeah, but let's first. We need to talk about the Monza curse, okay? Because it's a real thing, but it's not going to happen to Max.
I got what I said here on it. I mean,
I did post. So obviously, for those people that don't know, it's whoever won the year before retires the next year. So you have Charles Leclerc 2019, 2020 retires. Pierre Gasly wins 2020, retires 2021. Daniel Ricciardo. Then last year, Daniel Ricciardo. So last year, obviously, Max Verstappen won. Do we think it works again? I don't think it works again.
Absolutely not. But like that's the story of this F1 season, that we're clinging to a curse potentially working again. Because look, I mean, that might give us the best chance of seeing a non-Verstappen win here.
That's what I mean. He was immune to the Nico Rosberg curse. Didn't work for him, where he posted a picture in front of the driver's garage. He didn't matter for him there, but. No, you literally need like lightning to come out of the sky and strike Max Verstappen's car to have him stop. Yeah. But knowing Max Verstappen, he'll probably just pick him up and go faster.
Bounce right off the RB19. I mean, come on now. The car's lightning fast to begin with, so we'll just charge it up more.
We always say it's the bullet from Mario Kart. That's what that car is.
That's what that car is.
Exactly I mean, look,
I think Max is 1. I'm curious, though, what you guys think about 2 and 3, because I've got a dark horse for 3 that I'm really excited about. I think 2. I still think the McLarens are going to be better than people are thinking. So I still think Norris 2. And I wrote this earlier this week. Albon 3. Albon gets a podium at Monza.
Oh, listen, when he almost had that for qualifying this past weekend, I was like, "Come on, Alex!"
I yelled. I was in the next room there when he came across. I screamed.
I was like, "Alex!"
House. I didn't care. It was great.
Okay, Owen.
I like that pick.
That's a good pick.
Now I'm thinking. I can't steal your pick, so I'm not going to.
No, I mean, you can. I mean, because it's going to be Ron, so maybe you don't want to.
I'm going full delusion, okay? My delusions are in.
Like oh, so Casey's picking Charles Leclerc pole then.
Yeah, there you go.
Going full delusions there, yeah.
He's going to get Charles Leclerc 1, 2, 3, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. All right, I'm doing quality first, right?
No, you can just do all 3. You can just do the in general.
Okay. Obviously, Max first. Nothing. It's nothing to make note of. I have to. I'm gonna give. This is my bias. This is my bias coming out. I'm going to give Lando Norris again P2. I'm gonna stick by my word that hopefully, if the rain holds off, or if the rain gets it to that perfect level on Sunday,
that he can deal with.
P2. Yeah. I'm gonna stick there. I'm gonna stand by my word that McLaren is not hitting a fluke on the road, or like got like lucky a couple times. Third. You know what? I'm gonna play a safe bet here. Actually, I'm gonna go Fernando Alonso. I could see after this week he's gonna, because Aston Martin to me looked like the Aston Martin that we saw in the beginning of the year, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed seeing, and I could see Alonso coming from out of the break. He gets P2. That's a great finish for him. Just riding that high P3 finish. That's what I'm gonna get for him. Yeah. So Verstappen, Norris, Alonso for me.
That's good to know. I also just looked it up. There's a 40% chance of rain Saturday and Sunday at Monza. So last week it was like 80%. So I don't. Yeah. That's like whatever. It could rain. It could not. Okay. Okay. Masters.
Wet European like.
Ever since Imola was canceled, there's been rain every weekend. Ever since Imola. Mate, where's your cat? Oh, where's your cat for the Formula Uno?
You know what? I forgot. That's on me.
Okay. Predictions. I won't go full delusion.
I mean, you can go full delusion. It might be like might be one of those times where somebody throws like $5 on somebody who's got like 1,000,000-to-1 odds and it hits.
No, Max is going for like the most wins in a row, so it's got to get that record.
Yeah, no,
he's chasing records at this point. Okay, Max P1. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say Charles Leclerc P2. Don't shoot me.
We're being hopeful.
I think because he'll have a good quality
podcast. Everybody,
yes, I think. It's no secret who my favorite driver is. I think he has a good quality, so I think he gets P2. I think he starts in it in P2. And then P3. I'm going to bring him again. I'm going to put Oscar Piastri P3. I know that first podium's coming the second half of the season. I am confident it's coming. It's coming.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Max, Charles, Oscar Piastri.
That would be really cool to see his first. Absolutely. And I do agree with that. If it's not this race, and I'm not saying that like for any specific reason, it's 100% at some point.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Latter half of the year. Yeah.
It's not far away.
The stars will align for him at one point.
We also have some sprint races coming up. We know how well he did last sprint race. So.
Yes. When is the next sprint race? What is the next one?
I think the next race.
Is it Italy?
Isn't Singapore? Or isn't Japan? There's like
Singapore.
There's like two in a row.
Singapore is not. Japan is not. Qatar is.
Qatar and that's the next one.
It's back to back. Qatar and then Austin are both sprint races. Yeah. They're back to back.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I can't take qualifying on a Friday at work. It's really hard to pay attention. And that's when I text Owen all the time. I'm like, I can't do this qualifying on a Friday. I have to pay attention to my full-time job.
Right.
Like, I can't. Yeah, no.
That's why you gotta work from home and just sit here and watch it.
I would love to work from home.
If anybody from my work is listening, I do not do that.
Right. No, he doesn't. Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Oh, I don't do that. No.
At all.
Never.
Oh, but hold on. Wait, I can give I didn't read my race facts.
Oh, yeah. Forgot to do the race facts.
It's not the end of the world. I just it's not 5:30 in the morning for practice 3. Thank God. That was early this past weekend.
That was rough.
Oh, yeah.
That was very rough.
I was like half asleep on the couch when I was trying to watch it, and then no, it's the normal time zone. So practice 1 is 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Obviously, this is Eastern Standard Time. Practice 2, 11 to 12. Practice 3, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Qualifying 10 to 11 a.m. And then the race is at 9 a.m. and it's 53 laps. Only 11 corners. So
3 laps, 11 corners. There's 2 DRS zones too.
Yep. Lots of straights. It's going to be fun.
Lots of straights. That Red Bull gap is going to be 30 plus seconds.
Just about to say that. I was like, I really wonder what that Red Bull gap is going to be.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Wait, can we just, before, they were talking about someone being lapped on Sunday, and it was like lap 12, and they were already being lapped. I was like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it was Liam Lawson. He was already being lapped because he was at the bottom for a little bit. But
Oh, poor guy.
Poor guy.
He fought through it, though. We're proud of him.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't think. Owen, do you want to give our closing?
I can give the closing. Yeah.
Did you update the YouTube numbers or no?
Oh, good. Oh no, I did not. But I think we're still. That's all right. I can improv on the fly. All right. Well, thank you for listening to everybody. Mark, thank you so much for coming on and spending some more time with us. We always love having
thank
you.
you.
Absolutely.
Bring some legitimacy and some true knowledge.
I don't know about that. But there's something to the table.
More than we know sometimes.
Yeah, more than we know. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. We love spending time with you. Please go give Mark a follow at his Twitter is just Mark
X.
Schofield.
Yeah, at Mark Schofield. At X, whatever we're calling it.
At X, at Twitter, at Mark Schofield. He's a great follow who posts, articles, news, stuff like that. He'll joke about the races too. It's a great time. Great follow. Please go give us a follow on our Twitter, X. That is Underground F1. And then also please go give us a follow on our Instagram/threads. That is I'm sorry. I got this backwards. Instagram and threads is Underground F1. Twitter Underground_F1. Sorry.
Yes.
Please go give us a follow there. We tweet all the time about the races, stuff like that. Do it in a much less better way than Mark does. So if you have any questions or anything you want us to talk to us about or anything you want us to talk about on the show, please shoot us an email at undergroundf1pod@gmail.com. I know I say this every week. It sounds like a broken record. Casey and I monitor that all the time. We both have it on our phones, so we're seeing every email that comes in. Please also go give a follow to our main YouTube page at Underground Sports Philadelphia. They're currently sitting at 533 subscribers, and they're trying to get to 600 as quickly as possible. So that's a great location. You guys are listening to the show and you live in the Philadelphia area, great spot to hear any Philadelphia sports news.
Something for everyone.
There is something for everyone on that channel. So great follow. Please go do that. And that is it. We will talk to you next week after Monza.
Thank
you. Hopefully the Charles Leclerc P2.
Oh, you will hear me from my apartment. Yeah.